Good evening. Welcome to Pathway to Success. I'm Dr. Michael Hunter, your host today, philanthropist, businessman, and community activist. And to my right, we have the she's just basking in blue this evening. Oh my word, we're going to have such a great time in this on this show. She is she's the CEO, from the CEO of Primerica, and she's here to share, regional CEO, yes. Primerica. She's here to share with us on this journey with us this evening. Our pathway to success, the many hurdles that she has been through, the many trials that she has been through, but today she is a success. You can do it also just by tuning in to Pathway to Success. This is a program that will motivate you. It will get you to the next level. It will have you focus on your goals. And when you hear the stories of such person that is sitting with it, when that comes on this broadcast, you'll recognize that you can make it also. First, I'd love to welcome you to Pathway to Success. Thank you so much for coming out this evening to be a part of this wonderful broadcast. And first and foremost, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to us.
Absolutely. And once I want to say this, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be on your show. My name is Lillian White. I am a mother. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and my mother migrated from the Bronx to Florida, back to Florida. We lived in Gainesville. I graduated from the University of Florida, and then I migrated down to South Florida, which I love. I love the beaches. And when I came here, I saw that I could use my major, which is Spanish and International Relations. So I'm able to help a lot of people in that area.
No, I'm looking at you. You mentioned Spanish, and right there you perked my interest to the next level. I've always wanted to learn Spanish, and I've been. Maybe you can give me some Spanish classes.
Absolutely. What do you want to know?
Well, I want to know everything in Spanish. How to say good morning, good evening, how to order my food. Also, these are very important things to know.
I can take care of.
And how to communicate, be bilingual, how to communicate with others, because I have so many Spanish friends, and they speak fluent English, so I need to know Spanish.
Yes, yes.
But tell me something. I want you to tell me a little bit about your business. Yes. What was it like? Because you mentioned you graduated from college in Gainesville.
Gainesville. Yeah.
But what was it like? My word. What was it like making that transition to Spain, to study in Spain?
To study in Spain. Loved the country, of course, but the city was amazing. It's a historic city, of course. We're dating back to the Moors. So it's a beautiful place to go and attend.
What's the name of the city?
The name of the city is Salamanca.
Salamanca, all right.
Salamanca, Spain. I had an opportunity to spend a semester there, learn the culture. I even had an opportunity to teach English to a Spanish family, and that was pretty awesome. And I actually made a little money on the side. It was really great.
Well, she can make a little money on the side here to teach me Spanish. So you made a transition to Spain, beautiful Spain, beautiful Spain, Fiesta Spain.
Fiesta.
They're always partying in Spain.
Food is good.
And then the food is great, very spicy. What about the people?
The people were amazing. What was interesting is that they weren't used to a lot of Americans at that time. It was a while ago. And I had a gentleman that actually approached me in the elevator when I was leaving my apartment. And he said, "Oh, you look like a sophisticated African." I didn't know what that meant, but I took that as a compliment. And I said, "Thank you very much." And he asked me a couple of other questions, and he thought that it was great that I was here studying, and we talked a little while. And it was just great. It was just an amazing experience. The people are just like everyone else. They're just trying to make it from day to day. But there's a lot of culture that they taught me about the poets and the literature. Just amazing information that I learned, and it helped me to respect the Hispanic culture, the Spanish culture.
I want to ask this question. Did you know Spanish before?
I did. I went to a bilingual school in New York, in the Bronx, and then when I came here to South Florida, to Florida rather, I took Spanish courses my entire year, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th year.
I think I should have you traveling with me. I'm going to really need you.
I love it.
Oh, you've heard it. She has studied in Salamanca, Spain. So the culture is rich. It's so historic there at Salamanca, Spain.
Yes.
And so, but tell me something. What are some of the events that helped shape your life before you decided to make this move?
Yes. Well, my sister passed away when I was 24 and she was 25. She had 2 children, in fact, a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old. And that really affected me, and not only mentally, but also impacted my life as far as what I wanted to do in life. And I just wanted to be able to be a help to people. I didn't know that it would lead to financial services, but I wanted to know what we missed, because we missed something. And she stayed above ground for 3 weeks, and we didn't have any money to bury her. And it was just a very traumatic situation. And later on, I learned what we missed. We missed income protection. And that led me to a career in financial services and mainly helping families to adequately protect their families.
I like that. So for those who are watching, if you need income protection, I have the experts right here.
Yes, you do.
Sitting to my right, Miss Lillian White, right here on Pathway to Success. Tell me something. With this COVID-19 pandemic, how did it affect your business?
Yes, it affected actually my family and my business. The business overall, it actually improved. It's kind of odd that we would actually grow and expand during the pandemic, but the ability to work from home, our company transitioned directly to Zoom. And so we were able to help families immediately and be face-to-face with a client, give a presentation, and then be able to close with our program, our online program. So it was an easy transition for my company and my own personal business for us to actually do business. But at the same time, I was able to expand my business as well into different states, because you have the ability to expand and get licensed in different states. So I was able to do that.
So you really got started in the financial business industry because of the passing of your sister, or condolences, and that really had you reassessed your goals, because you went to Spain and you studied Spanish.
Right.
So you literally went to Spain, Salamanca, Spain, to study to become a Spanish teacher back here.
That's correct.
And so all of a sudden, hence came this disappointing news. Your sister passed suddenly, leaving 2 kids alone. And then you recognize, I need some financial protection. I need to come on board as a aunt to take care of these 2 kids.
Amazing.
So that's how you got started.
That's how I got started. And my mom did a good job. She passed away a year and a half ago.
My condolences.
Thank you. But my niece and my nephew are very well adjusted children, and that whole experience really taught me personally how to plan financially. And of course, starting a financial services business, I was able to teach other people to do the same.
Which is good, which is rewarding. Yes. How's your niece and nephew doing now?
Well, they're great. As a matter of fact.
Are they in the financial services too?
Yes, they are. In
fact,
that's
good.
My niece is in the business, and she's a very smart young lady. She's a mom, and her name is Jasmine, and she's probably going to be way better than I am in this business, because she really understands, and she lost her mom at an early age, so she knows as well what it's like.
I must congratulate you for being so unselfish to step up and help out. But I want to ask you a question before we go into this commercial break. We're going to have a quick commercial break very soon. What are some of the advantages and pitfalls about starting your own business?
Yes, there are a lot of advantages to having your own business. I encourage anyone that can to have their own business, because you have the freedom. You have the freedom to work when you want to work, to make as much money as you would like to make. You don't have a thumb on you, someone telling you when to go on vacation, when to take a break, a toilet break, and all that wonderful stuff. But at the same time, I think that a lot of people that go into business don't realize that there is a sacrifice that you have to make up front. You have to work. You have to have a good work ethic. You have to work hard, and sometimes people are not accustomed to working hard for themselves. So it's very important the pitfall would be that, if you don't work hard and you don't really, understand the sacrifices that you have to make, you may get disenchanted with everything and then go back to, your 9 to 5.
I like that. We're going to hold that thought because the question I asked, she just answered that. What are some of the advantage? Then she's going to look at the pitfalls of starting your own business. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back with Pathway to Success with Miss Lillian White on stage.
Are you ready to look and feel your best about your skin and body? Visit us at Belle Brûlée. We are here at the Mission Lakes Plaza, located near the Sal's Pizza and the deli. Visit us to begin to feel amazing about yourself. We offer wrinkle reduction treatment, Botox, derma fillers, radio frequency, laser hair removal, and so much more. What's unique about Belle Brûlée is that we have a multidisciplinary approach to your care. We offer a team of multidisciplinary specialists who are here to take care of your skincare needs. It's 2021. Come on, join us. Make an appointment now to begin living your best life.
Wow, welcome to Pathway to Success. We have a very prominent, wealthy woman. She's in the financial sector, and she's Mrs. Lillian White, and she's a CEO of Primerica.
I'm not the CEO, but I'm a business owner.
The business owner of Primerica. Thank you so much. And we were just talking about what are some of the advantages of starting your business, and how much capital. First, advantage of starting your own business, and what are some of the pitfalls. But we want to move forward, and moving forward, we look at the advantages. But what are some of the challenges that can come with starting your own business and that you'll face?
The main thing that I see is with most people. Now, I've been in business for over 20 years. And I've been self-employed for 20 years, over 20 years. So the main thing that I see is that people don't realize what it takes to start your own business. The disadvantage is that if you don't have, and this is just with what I've experienced, if you don't have an emergency fund set up, maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of about $30,000 as a cushion for your monthly income, it makes it very difficult because now you're under the gun. You have to, sell. And I'm not a salesperson. I educate families on financial needs, and then I show them products and services that could help them. But for some people that are in sales, it's mandatory that you sell and you reach a certain quota, or you sell a certain amount of volume. And if you don't, the bills are due. The mortgage is due and the rent is due, and that could be very stressful for a lot of people. So I recommend, in my business, they keep their full-time job until they're making more money part-time than they're making on their full-time job, and then they're ready to make that transition to full-time.
I like that. Wow, that's wisdom right there. There's so much that we can learn. I want to. There's so much we can learn. 20 years.
Over
20 years in the financial.
Started when I was 10.
You started when you were? I thought she said she started when she was 13. But I like that. But tell me something. How much capital is really needed to start your own financial services business?
Yes, I get that question a lot. Normally, if you're starting a business on your own and you're not involved with a company like mine, it will cost upwards of $3,000 to $10,000. We're talking about all of the programs that you need, the software and everything, the office that you're going to rent out, a lease and everything. It's upwards of about $10,000. But our company, the company that I represent, and actually I'm an owner with, they have a system that's in place that you only start with $124, and the rest of the things that you need to get started, all the
you said only $124.
Only $124 to get started, right?
That's
and
good.
The company will absorb all the other expenses. It's not a free service or free company to join, because of course quite naturally you have to go to work. So it's not just that you join and that's it. You register with the company, they pay for your classes and everything, your education is paid for, your website is included in your monthly service. You can run a virtual office, which is amazing. And this is amazing. Did you know that in financial services, there are more people that make $1 million a year than any other sector in the world?
Wow.
In financial services, more millionaires are made by in the financial services industry than any other industry.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's amazing, and that's powerful, because we're being educated as we speak to you this evening.
Yes.
For those who want to start your own business, let's not stop by in the mall to start there. Why not just start? Why not just get in contact with Miss Lillian
Yes.
and get that $129 you stated at first, and you can start your own business. Simple as that. Become your own business owner.
In fact, we have this month, if an individual is a first responder, they actually can join for $74. We're trying to make sure that we recognize our first responders, so they get a discount for joining.
I love that. Our first responders, if you're watching, anyone, if you're watching, you can start for $74.
Yes.
Let's get it more for this month of May.
Yes.
What are some of the sacrifices that someone may have to make in order to start your own financial business services?
With me and my daughter and I, we talk about this all the time. It's the time with your family, and anyone that starts their own business knows that, the first 5 years, you have to sacrifice a little time with your family. Maybe not go to every play or every soccer game or every basketball game.
Oh, you just touched my sport. Oh my God,
Right?
you just, oh my God, not going to every soccer game.
Right? Got very what? Well, actually, that's a challenge for a lot of people, and they don't want to make that sacrifice. But I tell you, when you make that sacrifice, and now all of a sudden you're financially independent, your child would totally appreciate the fact that they have a future.
Yeah.
They have a future that they can depend on.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a little bit of a sacrifice, and maybe you won't be able to attend everything, but in the end, it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
That's why I play soccer with my friends, where I don't have to pay to go in.
There you go.
It's cost effective.
Yes.
But you are a single mother right now. Unfortunately, my condolences, you lost your husband last year.
Yes.
What was that like, being a single mother, and also you have your business? How did you cope, especially within the COVID-19 that has been just all over the world? How did you face that challenge, and how, because it's pathway to success, you have been through many hurdles, but you have a smile today as a strong woman smiling on the set. How do you face those challenges?
Well, I can only face any challenge with God in my life. And the Lord has always been there for me, and He was yet there for us, me and my daughter, when my husband passed. It was unexpected how he passed away. It was very quick, 7 days. The 8th day he was gone. My friends were there for me. My business was there for me. It was amazing. We had a family over, and unfortunately, the family member did not know that they had COVID. And so we were affected. I was infected. My daughter was infected. Everyone in the household was infected. And my husband, he just got really, really sick very quickly. We were business partners. We were not only partners in life, we were also business partners. He was a real estate agent, and I was, of course, in financial services and insurance and investments. So we would join forces to help people to qualify for homes, and then he would get them into homes. So it was a really great partnership. And so afterwards, it was an adjustment, and it's still an adjustment. I miss my friend. My daughter misses her dad. But we know that he left behind a legacy, and that's really why I'm here today, is to help people to understand the importance of leaving behind a legacy. I don't think that I could actually talk to you and look you in the face and talk about financial services if my husband hadn't made a decision when we met to make sure he took care of me and make sure he took care of the child that we didn't even have yet. And we sat down one day in about February of last year, and we said, what would happen if God forbid, something happens to either one of us? We need to make sure everything is okay. I said, well, we're right where we need to be. And he said, wouldn't it be amazing if I go first? And we talked about that in February, and then in March is when
He
everything
actually
started.
said that?
He actually said that in February. We had a conversation, and he said, I know we're set and everything, and he actually even wanted to lower our coverage, but he said, we don't need that much. And I said, well, I'm going to keep it right where it's at, because I said, you never know.
Women.
And yes, I need security, right? You can relate, right? Women, you can relate. I need security. And so we had that conversation, and we were joking about it. And in July, when he got sick, we text each other back and forth. And when he realized when he found out that he had COVID, I said, well, what can I do? And he said, just don't drop the insurance policy. And I said, LOL, have no intentions of doing that. But Primerica came through for our family, and they delivered for our family. And as a result of that, we are not suffering financially in any area because he left a legacy behind.
So you made the right choice, from being a teacher to be a financial, a person in the financial services. And because of that choice, when your sister, at first you learned from your sister's passing, unfortunately, some years ago, where there was no money to bury her. And with this tragedy, I call it a tragedy, the COVID-19, with the sudden passing of your husband, there was finances in place for you and your daughter that could keep you both. He was buried swiftly, I'm sure.
Yes.
And keep you today able to relax, knowing that everything is okay.
Absolutely. And what was interesting is no one would bury him. There was only one funeral home that actually would bury him. Well, not bury him, I take that back, but actually have a service for him. And I can't mention their name because I don't know if that's something we could do. But yes, no free.
For the funeral, that buried him.
There were a lot of people that would not actually bury him, but they did.
What's the name?
Boyd Pantera.
We want to shout out to Boyd Pantera Funeral Home for doing a great job. Keep on the excellence.
Yes.
I would love to interview also the owner.
Yes.
Let's get in contact with him. We'd love to interview him. That's amazing what he did during this pandemic. He didn't have to, but he did that.
Yes.
And
made
so
all the difference in the world.
And so this is something. But this has shaped your life. You've been through many challenges. You've lost your sister some years ago. Then you had to help your niece and your nephew. Today you're financially your own boss for 20 years.
Yes.
Then unfortunately, tragically, you lost your husband, the COVID-19, but today you're financially strong, you and your daughter. Yes. And so what she's imparting onto us, what she's teaching today or what she has shared with us is so important. We need to make sure that we're financially secure. We need to become our own boss. And you can do it only just by making a simple sacrifice. You said earlier of $129. $24, I'm sorry. And for the first responders, $74. It's worth it. I think it's worth it because no one knows when anything like this, sadness can creep over the person's doorstep. Yes. And so you're a wise woman who have shifted. We celebrate our teachers.
Yes, we do.
We do. I have a sister who is a teacher also, Miss Anne-Marie Curtis. But I'm happy that you made that transitional change quickly. Yes. So that you find yourself in a more secure position, you and your daughter, today. In saying this, I want people to start assessing their lives. That's what you would say, right?
Yes.
Assess your life. You can become someone great. All you need to do is set your priorities right. We're going to go to the next commercial break. We're doing for a commercial break. My producers are signaling to me. And then we're going to come back to Pathway to Success with Miss Lillian White.
Have you ever driven through a really nice neighborhood and wondered, what do these people do for a living? It'd be nice if you could drive up, knock on their door and say, how do you have so much money and how do I figure that out for myself? We don't do that because, well, it'd be awkward, but also because it can feel embarrassing to admit we don't understand it. Money can be a mystery. The truth is, it's okay to wonder those things and to ask for help. It's just important to know who to ask and where to look for answers. Years ago, a group of us were working all kinds of jobs. Some of us were new college graduates looking for our first job. Every one of us were either lacking the money, freedom of time, or both to live the life we really wanted. But eventually we did find success. It wasn't because we were unusually smart, good-looking, or well-connected. We simply tapped into a professional business that meets a huge need in the marketplace, and one that has a simple enough system to allow everyday people like us to build six-figure recurring incomes. It did take some hard work and focus, but over time, it allowed each of us to reach a level of freedom and flexibility that most people only ever dream of. And today, thanks to technology and innovation, what's possible for you is even bigger than it was for us. Our work is in the financial industry, and what our business does is change lives. We provide cutting-edge digital tools and personalized guidance that helps people navigate their money decisions to become debt-free, invest smarter for their future, and leave a legacy for their family. Ultimately, we make it possible for people to worry less about money and enjoy life more. Literally, pretty much everyone wants and needs this. You can start into this part-time just like we did, and there is no limit to your income. If that interests you, we invite you to take the next step and give us a chance to tell you more about a business that you can participate in so you can make more than a living. You can make a life.
I love that. Welcome to Pathway to Success. You can make a life. I like that commercial a while ago. That's so motivating. That just put me to the next level to go there and get myself Spanish literate so that I can start speaking Spanish. I can come back on the show and do a Spanish segment. How long will that take? Because you'd be my Spanish teacher.
It depends on how easy you come.
Depends on how easy. Okay, I'm excited.
We'll get you from.
We'll get you from. Yes, but what is your vision? What is your vision for your company moving forward? In the next, from now to the next 10 years, where can you see yourself in your company?
Yes, I have a 5-year plan.
Yes.
And the 5-year plan is to develop and train our VPs, our regional vice presidents. And my goal is to have at least 10 regional vice presidents within the next 5 years that are making over $100,000 a year, or minimum. Okay.
Oh,
and to produce also senior vice presidents and national sales directors, which is part of our organization. So my goal is in the next 5 years to create financially independent families, and at the same time, of course, create a lifestyle for me and my daughter.
I like that. How do your organization help families? And I want to ask you another question. What is P?
PFP, yes. Well, two different things. PFP, I'll start with PFP.
Yes.
It's my website, and it's a Passion for Purpose.
Passion for Purpose.
And the reason for the site is because I personally struggled a lot with getting help when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And you get the little sayings here and there, but you really don't get that support and resource that most people need. And I just want to encourage entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter if you're in Primerica or any other company. I want to encourage entrepreneurs to just hang in there and learn from our site and pull from our site so that they can become stronger entrepreneurs and stronger businessmen and women. And I'm hoping that this will be a worldwide program. Hopefully, and I'm putting a lot of energy into it.
So you have heard here from her.
Passion for Purpose.
Passion for Purpose. A woman who have been through tragic losses in her family, but one who have stand strong. One who have been her own boss for the past 20 years. She's not employed by anyone. She's the one that write the checks. I like that. But how do you help families around in the communities for persons who?
Yes. We help families with their finances. We offer what is called a financial needs analysis. We call it an F&A. The financial needs analysis helps families to actually become debt-free, properly protected, and financially independent. So the whole idea is to reduce your debt. That's the number one thing, reducing your debt, and then becoming properly protected, because It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you don't have a solid foundation, and that is income protection, or we call it life insurance. Most people call it life insurance. We actually call it income protection. And that's important because if you're not here to fulfill your goals and dreams with your income, then you can leave those dreams behind with your family, and they can fulfill those dreams financially. So we make sure that most families are leaving behind at least 6 to 10 years of their income minimum for their families, or even 20 years depending on the couple and what they see, how they see their life financially. So we make sure that their income is still coming in even if they're gone, and that's what happened with me with Primerica, is that my husband's income is still coming in even though he's gone. And only life insurance can do that. You can only create an estate through life insurance until you're able to accumulate enough money, and that's why we show families how to save and invest for the future. We educate families about the rule of 72 and how that works, and then we'll get back to that at another time, how the rule of 72 affects your finances and your savings and investment. We make sure families have an emergency fund, which is very, very important. And you know, in our communities, only 33% of our people in our communities actually have an emergency fund. Most people don't have 6 to 12 months set aside for emergency purposes. So we educate about that. We make sure that we show families when they're going to become debt-free and when they can become financially independent, and using the same dollars that they're basically using every month to take care of the expenses and everything.
I like that. How much would a family need to start saving? With your...
Yeah,
that's a good question.
That's a very good question because I get that all the time. Most families start out with $50 a month. You know, that's the average family is $50 a month. But the closer you get to your goal and you're just getting started, then you have to save a little bit more money. Right. You know, you can't take a goal at age 50 as if you were only 30. So it would take more money to save at that time to reach the same goal. If you wanted $1 million at age 65, at age 24, you would only need to save about maybe $100. At age 34, you'd have to save maybe $200. And then as you go older and closer to your goal, you have to save more. By the time you're age 55, you'd have to save upwards of $1,000 a month to reach that $1 million goal by age 65. So the closer you get to your goal, the more you have to save. And I hope that makes sense for a lot of families because they expect a lot with $50.
Really? We're on planet Mars.
Yes.
$1,000 is realistic, and I like that. I really asked that question because I'm sure many persons who are watching, that's the question that is going through the minds of persons who want to know how much they can save on a monthly basis to get themselves secured in case of there's death in the family or there's a health issue.
That's correct.
That in saving with Primerica, everything will be well. You'll be secured.
Absolutely, because the whole idea is to, of course, plan and I don't have the slide here, but we believe in the theory of decreasing responsibility. That in the early years you don't have a lot of money saved. That's why you need to start saving money. And you don't have enough money saved that if you die that day, that particular year or day, that your family would be protected, your debts would be paid off, the mortgage would be paid off, and your income would still be there, and your kids can go to college. So you need life insurance, and a lot of it when you're young. Then when you get older, your need for life insurance is going to start diminishing. Why? Because say 40 years from now, the baby that you have right now is now 40 years old. Right. Now they may still live home, but they have their own job. We call it grown and gone. Some are not grown and gone, they're still living, with their parents, but at least they have their own job. So we look at it as when you're young, you need a lot of insurance coverage because you don't have a lot of money saved. But 40 years in the future, 30 years in the future, you save and you accumulate money. So now that money is now putting you in a position to become financially independent, and you may not even need life insurance when you're age 70 or more. We're the only company in the industry, by the way, that says that.
Oh, that's good. Security, financial security. All of us need financial security.
Correct.
I am going to have you come back on our broadcast, Pathway to Success. Absolutely. Show some of the slides, and because there are many persons that are watching this evening that their interests are now perked up. In the midst of life, there's death. In the midst of life, there's sickness, and we need to have everything in place. What if? I like how you said that. Your niece Is she a financial guru like you?
She is the financial guru.
She is the
Yes, she is
financial guru.
She's very, very intelligent. Super intelligent. She's gathered all the information from me and from other resources, and she is a force to be reckoned with. I'm just scared of her. I really am. She's a future millionaire.
I like that.
Yeah.
But she has learned from the best in the business.
She says.
And how is your nephew? How is your daughter?
Yes, my daughter is 15 years old. She is very well adjusted. I am just at awe. It's just the grace of God that she is so well adjusted. And when her dad passed away, she was very, very strong about it. She wanted her dad to be comfortable, and she didn't want him to be in pain. So she said, "Mommy, I'd rather him be with the Lord than to be in pain." And so she pretty much is this very strong young lady. She's very intelligent. She's intelligent like her dad. Her dad had a very high IQ. So she's following in his
She's following both of your footsteps. It's amazing.
Kind of IQ, but yeah, she's just a beautiful young lady, beautiful inward and outward.
It's amazing. She said she didn't want him to be in pain. I met a woman and I asked her what's the name of her husband. She said her husband's name is Pain.
Really?
And it was one of the most amazing topics inside of the restaurant. But that's for another segment of the pathway to success. But it's so important. In closing, how would you like to encourage those who are watching this evening? A strong black woman, a mother, and one a matriarch of the family. I'm sorry. What is it quickly? 5 seconds.
Yes.
I'm going to give you.
Yes.
Speak to them. Look in the camera.
I would just say for most women, please know that you're strong. You're stronger than you think you are. You're way stronger than you think you are. And anything that happens to you in life, whether you're starting your own business, running your own business, you can handle it, you can do it. And in fact, I want to offer at least the first 50 people that do respond, I want to offer them a complimentary financial needs analysis. All they have to do is send in their name and their telephone number and their email address, and we will get a complimentary needs analysis for them. So
how can they get in contact with you to do this? Because I'm sure there'll be people calling.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. They can reach me at area code 305 again, 0422. That's 305-305-0422. Lillian Perry White.
Lillian Perry White.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have heard from the financial guru. Sitting right here on Pathway to Success. You have heard of the many challenges that she and her family has been through, but she has kept her head up high. She has stand strong. And today she is a winner and a role model for this community. And I want to congratulate you. I want to thank you so much for coming on Pathway to Success. And we need to come back on to share in part 2. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on Pathway to Success, where you can make it. Hurdles will come, challenge will come in life, but if you're focused, you will win. Have a great evening.